Shakira from old times music.
Okay, any questions on this? We're going to go over some more of these symbols. You got your treble clef? You got your bass clef. Yeah. Working? Good. Alrighty. Oh, signature. I want to tell you signature. Signature means, I have a definition here, I'm just going to go over with you. But signature is signs or symbols that stand for something. Okay? When you sign your name, you put your signature down and that stands for you. Right? Just because you can't go to the bank every time you give somebody a check, right? You'd be always at the bank going, okay, pay him, pay her, pay him. Your signature stands for you. Here's a piece of paper, and I'm saying, boom, that stands for you. It's as good as me.
Symbol.
It's a symbol that stands for you. Right. So, signatures. Let's see. Identifying characteristic or mark. That's something else. In music, it says a sign or signs placed at the beginning of a staff to show the key or the time. Okay, so signature, let's take the word signature and let's use the definition that signs and symbols that mean something. In music, you have key signature, but you also have time signature. And people are like, what the heck is that? And I had a huge fat view on that until I started really digging into this stuff, okay? Signatures are the signs and symbols. So let's go over key signature. Again, another definition for the word key. No, actually, I'm sorry, let's, well, I already went there. So let's finish it. Key signature. When you talk about what key is that in, right? You sometimes hear, cartoon jazz guys going, hey, dude, what key is that in? Oh, it's in the key of blah, blah, blah. Oh, good, let's play. And boom, off they go, right? What they're asking is, what notes do I get to use to play that song, right? Mm-hmm. C major or A minor, there's two, okay, major, happy, minor, a little more melancholy, right? Okay, so basically when you play in those keys, you get to use all the white keys on the piano. Okay, so I'm playing a C major. I can play anything and it will fit, right? All the white keys, C major. Now, every major key, or did I lose you on major?
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, the pianos, those are keys.
Those are
It's a
piano
different-
keys. It's a different
It's a
key.
different key, okay.
Right.
So what key is it in? Are you talking the octaves?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about, are you familiar with sharps and flats?
No.
Okay. Let's just say if I was going to come in and I had a singer and she was going to sing this song and I was going to accompany her with this piano and she sang in a certain area on the piano, it would be fine. We could use all the white keys. But then I get a guy that comes in. Let's take a scale. Again, scale comes from scala. Scales are arbitrary arrangements of notes, okay, put in like a ladder form, okay. That's your C major scale. It has a very, very specific sound to it. I'll play it again. Kind of happy, kind of, nice. It's very familiar to us, and people have written whole symphonies and things based on scales. Huh? It is do re. Right? Do re mi. Paco Bell is a composer named Paco Bell, and he wrote this thing called the canon. A canon is something like a round. Okay? D major.
How are they grouped?
Okay, that's good. You're asking the very perfect question, which is going to take me to the next thing.
Thank you.
Okay, now, C major, your scale is this.
No, it starts on C.
Starts on C.
Good, that's what you didn't say.
Okay, it starts on C.
It starts on C, it goes up 8 notes.
It goes up
B
8
starts
notes.
on
And
B and
actually,
starts 8 notes.
well, it goes up, it does go up 8 notes, but you can make it go all the way up if you want to. But
Yeah,
you're right.
because it throws it off because you can use all the keys, but it's a C major. I'm like,
Okay,
then how does it become
in
C
order
major?
to have this scale sound like this, you to do that, you can't use black keys. And this, like I said, is a basic rule, which doesn't mean you can't break it, because people break it all the time, but for what we're doing, let's just say you can't. Okay, now, let's say I'm playing with the cute soprano lady singing the high notes, and she sings in the key of C, and we're playing all the white keys, and we're happy because it's easy. All right? Now, Joe comes in, and Joe sings lower. I have to start Joe not on C, I have to start Joe on A. Okay, in order to make it sound the same, I have to use the black keys, okay?
This is a different gradation.
Right, well, it's the same gradation, but it's in a different point starting on the piano.
So that
Okay.
changes, that's the way you get it into
Right.
the same mode,
Right,
basically.
that's why you can play, whoops. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star played in the key of C major, no black keys, okay? Let me start here. To make the song sound the same, I have to use black keys now because I started at a different point on the piano.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So if I start C on any C note, but I use all white keys,
Mhm.
that's C major in any,
It
Like,
will
in any
Treble or
range.
bass.
Yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
treble or whatever we say.
Okay, so the major,
Yeah.
basically you're just, that just means that you're using a white key, a main sound or key, not any of the black keys.
That's not what major means. There's major and there's minor, and I'll play you the things so
Okay.
you can hear the difference. Here's A major. I'm only picking that because I'm more familiar with that. Okay? Happy, 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 happy. Here's A minor. Sad, 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 sad. Okay? So, major, when you use major, that's a certain scale.
It's
When you use
happy.
minor, it's a certain other scale. Yes?
Major is always happy then.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minor is more,
Melancholy. Right, right. If
Do
you
we
want
have
to
to memorize that? I mean, how do you? Okay, well, we won't memorize them right
No,
now.
you don't have to memorize, you just have to understand, that's all.
So
All
there's
you're
a thing
doing,
called major and there's a thing called minor and.
right, right, and we can go over that, later when we want to. But I just want you to know, those are two of the majors, two of the scales that we use in, music today.
Okay, so those groupings are called scales.
Right, those groupings are called scale, from scala meaning ladder, and you're climbing up and down the tall skinny staircase.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, the only thing different about those scales is they sound different, and they also use a different collection of notes. So when you talk about what key is that in, and again, this is a third definition of key. When you talk of key, it's a group of notes. So I'll go into, I'll take my violin and I'll show up, with a band, and I'll go, okay, what are we playing? We're playing this. Well, I never played it before. I'll just kind of jump in, however. What key is it in? And they say it's in the key of C major. I go, okay, good. I know that if I'm playing on the piano, I would use all the white keys. On the violin, I would know something different, but very similar. I would know where to put my fingers so that I don't have any of those weird clinker sounds that you get so embarrassed about when you're improvising. Right? They're always really loud, too, those. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, the key is a collection of notes. Okay, perfect. Now, how do you know the key? Well, here we have nothing in front of these two clefs. Okay? We're going to start adding things in front of these two clefs, and it's going to change the key, and it's going to change the collection of notes. I'm going to add a sharp. Look at. Sharps look like number signs. And what that does to a note, you'll see that this is F in the treble and this is F in the bass. These two will always be matching. You will never have, C sharp in the bass without F sharp in the treble and vice versa. They will always be the same. Okay? That is now telling me, okay, I can play all the white keys except when I play F, I have to play the black key to the right of it. Here's F. Here's F sharp. The black key to the right. So I know now I can play everything white key, except when I go to play this one, I have to play this instead. Does that work?
Wow.
That works.
The most of them go on there.
And the note
Did I-
appears on the same line.
Huh?
The note appears on the same line,
Mm-hmm.
but there's,
Yes, if you see a note here or here, you have to play that sharp. You won't see it written like this unless it's not there already, okay? So when you see that, you'll see that at the beginning of a piece of music or a section of music, and that means every time you play your part, like if I play piano, every single F, so I'll go F sharp, but I can't play this one. Have to play F sharp. Can't play this. This is now forbidden. You fall, your finger
So you
will fall
missed
into
the
the fire
F,
pit.
key, white key, and
Right.
hit F sharp.
Right, you played in step. Does that work?
And what is the sharp there?
The sharp changes the sound. Okay? It's a black key. It's a black key on the right. There's black keys on the left. We'll go over that. And we're just going to go through the basics of it. Okay? So now, instead of
G.
G, you're in the key of G. If you have, the sharps always go in the same order too. After F sharp comes C sharp. Now you got F sharp and C sharp, right? So what's the next one up from C? D, D major.
So you start at D
Right,
in order to
yeah. When you,
scale.
yeah, when you start at D, you have to use two sharps now. F sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Do you see, all you're doing is you're starting at a different point on the piano and you're putting the black keys in to make it sound like the same that you started. Is that working for you, Lise?
I just got a little lost on, you just hit the C, sharp. Okay, we changed it to G or something.
Yeah, the
It started
the whole G
later.
thing, I wasn't really gonna get into today because it's the names of the keys. And when you talk about a key, you go, okay, what key are we playing? We're playing the key of D major. Okay, good. In my mind, I go, okay, I know what to do with that. I know where to play it on the violin, I know where to play it on the piano. Okay? Mike had a question as to how do you, is it always the next thing up? How do you find the key? And I went into that, I wasn't planning to because it's a little more advanced, but that's fine, you had the question, we're gonna answer it. And the answer is yes, when you have sharps, you take the last sharp, here I have F sharp and C sharp, now I'm adding another one. Okay, because I'm gonna start at yet a different point on the piano, and I want it to sound like a major scale. Okay? Now, the letter after C is D, so I'm playing in the key of D major. That's something that is kind of way beyond where we're at right now.
Yeah, I get that you have to kind of
Yeah.
memorize that.
Just, yeah, understand there's rules to that. There's rules with the flats, there's rules with the sharps.
I'm
there's
just
all
gonna
kinds
stick
of-
with sharp means you got to hit the black key to make the major
Yeah,
and minor leagues.
that'll work. Okay, okay, good. Yeah, and I mean, oh, and I didn't bring my music theory for dummies book. There's a music theory for dummies book, which I love because it fills in all the holes. And it's so great. I love the For Dummies book, but Music Theory for Dummies, I have mine. It's got all kinds of tabs on it. Goes over all this stuff. It's great, okay? So those are your sharps. Let's go over flats briefly.